Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
From Howitt Middle School here in the heart of Farmingdale, Syosset has made the trip to take on the Dalers. It is two longtime rivals. It is a Nassau Class A clash, and it is all live right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I want to thank our sponsors for today's game, the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation, J&R Landscaping, as well as Chief Graphic. Well, a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Brian Soper. And listen, Soap, if you like your lacrosse from the late 1980s, right, when everyone had mullets and everyone was singing Wang Chung songs, that's what you're going to have today. It's going to be old school. It's going to be in-your-face physical energy. That's what these two teams are bringing to the table this afternoon.
Yeah, there's a power league in Nassau County, but this is the first time we're going to see the Class A teams kind of start to prepare for the postseason, maybe start scrambling for seedings. Right, it's Hempstead Turnpike versus Jericho Turnpike here today, and you know these are rivals. It's a big game, and you know both coaches are fired up, the kids are fired up, we're fired up. Right, can't wait to bring this game to you.
Yeah, no doubt. When we look at both of these teams too, right there. In many ways, mirror images of each other. They're both 4-4. They both struggled out of the gate. They're both trying to figure out life after an All-American Alpha, right? As we first take a look at Syosset, that means life after David Disquis. And how do they figure those things out, right? A lot of different guys who have to adjust to new roles. But we do know one thing about Syosset. As that attacking six get used to each other, get their chemistry going. They've got some studs on the defensive side. They've got a great goalie, good face-off play. So those things always keep you in games.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about players. Sometimes it's about execution. It's about energy. Coach Calabria wants to see the boys off the bus. A 4-quarter game where they're bringing it. They've gotten out to some big leads, right? Haven't been able to hold on to them, making games closer than they should be. But they're fired up today to really send a message.
And two guys they're going to rely on here this afternoon are two of their leaders, right? Certainly on both ends. On one side, it's Brody Waxer, a guy who's come up on varsity as an 8th grader. He always had Disquis as that kind of safety valve, right? That safety blanket. In case the slide comes his way, give it to Disquis and he could do his thing. Now it's his ship. He's got to steer. On the other side, Will Cawley. I don't know if there's a poll in Nassau County who's having a better start to this season than Will Cawley is, looking very much like potentially the next All-American poll out of Syosset.
Yeah, Waxer over 100 career goals, but every year's different. Every team's different. Different role. Has to be that guy to not only score but also get his teammates involved. A lot of shutoffs this year, but he's really starting to play well, averaging 7 points a game his last two. Will Cawley just following the lines of, the Virches, right? The Jason Singers, the Oaks, the Thomas Keats, Brian Danvers, the great Syosset Pole, who really wreaks havoc all up and down the field, going to Lehigh. What a great player he is.
For the Dalers of Farmingdale, they too are 4-4, and they too are trying to figure things out, especially in the front six. They are also a team that needs to play 4 quarters of lacrosse. That hasn't always been the case for them. They're trying to figure out life after Brendan O'Keefe, right? A guy who was a 2-time All-American, wore that great number 40, Krummenacher 40 last year. So it's trying to figure out how we deal with things after that. But again, like we said of Syosset, this is why they're mirror images. Some terrific defenders, really good in the goal. You have to be if you play at Farmingdale, and a solid face-off guy as well. So they, too, are in every game.
Yeah, razor-thin margins, right? 8.5 goals for, 8.6 against. Not much room. Possessions, locked down on D, and hopefully the offense can start to develop that chemistry. Replacing 195 career points is no easy feat.
But two guys who we expect to lead them this afternoon, Dean Cott. He's not asked to fill the shoes of an O'Keefe, but he fills that role, right, as that Dodger in the attacking group. And Ip, listen, like Cawley, he is mean, he is nasty, he gets sticks on gloves, and he will make life very difficult for Waxer this afternoon.
Yeah, Ippoliti going to LIU, all-county last year, wearing the 40 jersey for Farmingdale. And Dean Cott scored the game winner last year when Farmingdale and Syosset met. He's their main Dodger role, 61 career points. Very consistent, right? Averaging about 4 points a game. He's going to be the guy to try to draw the slides and get everyone involved.
Let's meet the starters for both of these teams. First, for the visitors of Syosset. And as a team trying to figure things out, right, you move some pieces around. So up front, you got Waxer, Accardo, and then Adrian Sanchez gets the start, right? The lefty, the sophomore. Your first midfield, Ryan Rosenfeld, bumps back to the midfield along with Turner and Cole Beekman. The sophomore was part of the second midfield unit at LSM. A really good one as well, right? Ostrager. We mentioned Cawley before on defense. And joining him, Jeremy Mallon, Cole Casanova, and a guy that I know you like a lot in their cage, Josh Weisenfeld.
Yeah, junior LIU commit, very athletic, can save it. Also now Syosset showing a lot of 10-man. He's out in the rides. Just 14 saves against Bethpage, 214 saves for his career. Really starting to blossom and fill that role of the great Syosset goaltenders.
We'll take a quick break for the anthem. We'll get the starters for Farmingdale, the opening face-off, and more when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Howitt Middle School, just about set for the start of this one. We'll meet the starters now for the Dalers. For Farmingdale up front, it's Sunday. Renison, we mentioned Cott before. First midfield of a really athletic, explosive Josh Kama wearing 99, Jack Watrous, and Sean Schumeyer. Your LSM, he wears number 40, right? Or 50, excuse me, as the best defender. That's Michael Galgano. We mentioned Ip at 40. Aiden McGilvery, 33. Michael Bolello joins him. And in the cage, Matt Hughes. Some terrific goalies, right, have come through Farmingdale. And Hughes has that awesome responsibility of following up some really good ones.
Big shoes to fill with Caputo, Ip at Syracuse. He's athletic in and out of the cage. 16 saves versus Somers, 14 versus Southside, playing his best lacrosse. Real great athlete, works hard, trains like a madman. Going to Bridgeport, following a bunch of former Dalers there. That's kind of Daler Central at Bridgeport.
So, Soap, let's take a look at the keys to the game for both of these teams.
Yeah, Syosset wants to bring energy and consistency for 4 quarters. They've been getting outscored 20-9 in the fourth quarters. Win the GB war. I think that's both teams want to win that war. Minimize the mistakes. Razor thin margins. Got to clear it. Got to face off well. Scoop one-time GBs. Farmingdale got to finish. Plenty of opportunities. Haven't shot the ball great. Hoping to change that today. Extra man, earn extra possessions, handle the 10-man, and definitely limit Waxer's impact on the game. None better than Ip and Galgano, whoever draws that matchup on attack or midfield.
Then let's take a look at who will battle at the face-off X for both of these teams. For Syosset, Aiden Cleary. He's done a solid job there, and JJ Damo as well, the LIU commit, has been battling some injuries, but feeling a lot better of late.
Yeah, Damo, honorable mention All-County last year, workhorse, over 500 draws on his resume. Should be a good one.
And we are set to go here at Howitt Middle School. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Old school lacrosse at its best, and Cleary wins the opening face-off. So Syosset in their blacks get things started.
Cleary's had a really good start to the season. Went 50-50 against Cascadon at GC. Really building confidence as a junior, close to 60%.
Nick Turner hands it off. This, as you mentioned, right, a lot of matchups between these two. This is the 86th all-time meeting. And Farmingdale has a 62-23 edge. They work it to X. Shot clock at 20. Plenty of time for Syosset. That's Turner. Turner surveys the situation. Good defense. We didn't mention the short sticks, but for Farmingdale, as good as you get in that position. Nice look in front. Knocked down. 33 ate it. That was McGilvery, the senior. And it will be Farmingdale ball.
Head into St. Leo. Good job by the short stick D-mids. Thomas Goodrich, right? Jake Mangio.
That's a terrific clear right onto the stick of the DeSalle's commit, Kevin Renison. And now here's Watrous. As an 8th grader, saw a lot of time last year. That's not easy to do here at Farmingdale. Schumeyer. Converted attackman, has played really well early on this year.
Both teams start man-to-man. Syosset's shown some zone this year.
Schumeyer goes up high, and I think getting a piece there was Weisenfeld.
Looks like Syosset's going to go zone. Good job by Schumeyer, getting to the middle. Shot it a bit high.
Step down, bouncer! Back of the net.
Syosset goes zone, nice skip look, ends on the stick of Dean Cott, high bouncer. You see Wiesenfeld goes down, bouncer explodes to the top. We saw that in the Bryant game when we covered here. This turf got some bounce right under the bar, good skip look. It looks like the assist to 22, Sean Schumeyer. Great skip look, he had a good take, good pass, good finish by Cott. Syosset went zone off the out of bounds.
For Cott, goal number 15 of the season. Schumeyer picks up his 5th assist.
Cott, a senior, still looking for a home.
And there is Waxer. You will get a lot of Ip today. Fun matchup here this afternoon. Ip with a cross check. Waxer tries to spin him. Pops it out to Turner. Thought about it for a second. Gets topside. There's his high bouncer. And that is wide.
Those are definitely the two matchups that Farmingdale's locking in on. Ip on Waxer, Galgano, UMass commit, going to play the Geneseo commit, Turner, who has the ability to score the ball at the midfield.
Waxer, the Michigan commit, 15 goals on the season. Works it to X. Couldn't get Cole Beekman. And it's a turnover. On the other side, it's Dean Cott.
Interesting to see if any team can get any transition today. It's been tough scoring in the 6-on-6 for both squads. Both defenses are very experienced and very well coached. Perhaps getting some rides and some transition.
And here's something that may be out of the sub game, but you don't go at 33, right? You go for the king. You best not miss. And Cauley bringing the stick work.
Yeah, Cauley just wreaks havoc. He plays with an edge. If he can play aggressive, not tempt those referees into throwing some flags, he's an absolute monster.
And he's a guy, too, and it's a conversation it feels like Calabria has had with him every single day. He said, I love what you do. On the next level, those aren't going to be penalties. But in high school, they're getting called. He also said of Cauley, he might not have a more college-ready guy in his 27 years of coaching at Syosset. Here's Waxer from behind the cage. Waxer, what a save by Hughes. A real important first one by Hughes.
Nice job by Waxer, known as a shooter. Gets top side. Good save by Hughes. Now Syosset's in their 10-man ride. Let's see if the Dalers can handle it.
They put it on the turf, and here comes Ip. Shovels it backwards. So good job by the Dalers.
Hughes is an energy guy, football player, brings a ton of energy. Very important for him to get off to a good start, good save. Against Waxer, I think that matters. I think it matters to make your first save off of their best player to even build your confidence even more.
And he's a guy coming off probably his two best games of the year, right? 16 saves against Somers, 14 against Southside. Here's Schumeyer. Draws a short stick. What a move by Schumeyer. Rounds the cage. It's a goal. So double deuce.
Double deuce, S squared, right? Whatever you want to call him. He's off to a great start. Multiple takes. Great skip on the assist look. Inverting. Lefty, right? Going to split to his left hand. Stick has eyes. Buries the ball. Little bounces around. Referee Brendan Wallace was on the scene. Says across the line. 2-0 Dalers.
And that's the thing about Schumeyer, right? Out of the midfield, a converted attackman. Sees the field really well. Good skip passes.
He's the initiator from the midfield. You have Cott at the attack, and you have Schumeyer at the midfield.
Jake Mangio got the ground ball for a moment. It goes the other way, though, and now an opportunity for Syosset. Another save by Hughes.
Unbelievable stop. Great outlet. Huge start for Hughes.
Yeah, two big saves for Hughes.
Not the easiest of jobs for Hughes, right? To step into the goalie lineage at Farmingdale, right? From, Ip to Puto, Seaman, Gilman, DeLuca, Robbie Mulligan, all the way back to Tefano and Coach Hungerford as well in the cage. Back-to-back, Nassau County championships. Step in there as the starter. Not easy, but he's been rising to the task.
Yeah, we've spoken in the past about kind of the Mount Rushmore of goalies, right? And some really good ones, guys who have played at the next level and even the level beyond that.
And they've had guys who have been backups who would start on half the teams in Nassau County and Long Island. So,
feed to the crease, and Renison. It is all Farmingdale. Early on, the Dalers with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it looks like 26, Mateo Asensio. Great find on the backside. That's what Kevin Renison does. Finds areas, IQ off the charts. Going to DeSales. 18 career goals, make that 19. Great finish. Great find.
an ideal start for the Dalers, right? You've got multiple guys, 3 different goal scorers. You got Hughes making some saves. Cleary wins that faceoff. And now the ball on the turf. And a turnover for Syosset. We've seen a lot of that, unfortunately, for them early this season. And Calabria has seen enough of that, and he wants to talk things over.
Syosset's kind of been that team that started hot, little role change here, starting a little bit slow. They've been outscoring teams 27-16 in the first quarter. The fourth quarter has been their bugaboo, but so far a hot start by the Dalers.
Take a look inside that huddle. That's John Calabria. 26th season as the head coach. Sachem 89 grad. How about 285 career wins for Calabria? A guy who played for Rick Mercurio, right? Suffolk Hall of Fame. He coached from 85 to 2005. Really good coaching staff as well for Syosset, right? Tom Finnegan, your defensive coordinator, Joe Taglia, a new offensive coordinator in John Austin, who has come up through the program, a guy who played at Delaware with the Lizards back in the day as well.
John was a great player, too. Played at Delphi, known for his, in the crease finishing and tough play, and it kind of rubs off on the Syosset the way they like to play lacrosse.
On the other side, it's Eric Dunn, just in his second season, a 2002 graduate of Wantagh, played at Albany, spent 13 years as Mike Hungerford's assistant, as a defensive coordinator. Got John Campbell, part of the staff as well, right? 15th year, an 83 graduate of Farmingdale. Kenny Garcia in his 9th season. Mike Schur as well in his 5th season. Farmingdale 15. He's a guy who wore 40 in his senior year. Colin Jones, 2nd season as well with the Dalers. As we joked with him in the football season, right? He's not a Daler per se, but he lives in Farmingdale, right? He's his zip code is Farmingdale, even though he went to Chaminade.
Great find against the 10-man. That's what Hughes can do. He's athletic, can really throw the rock. Good find. I think Calabria called that timeout. Didn't love the way they set up the 10-man the last time. Cawley kind of sunk deep, but good find. The goalie was guarding, I think it was Sunday.
And here's Dean Cott.
Oh, that was Watrous. Watrous did a good job getting open in the 10-man.
Cott tries to get inside. Knocked down. First flag of the game. Cawley not liking the call. So a free possession now for the Dalers. Trying to get topside, the feed. You could be patient here if you're Farmingdale. 13 still in the shot clock. Split dodge, shot off the mark by Watrous, and we'll have our first penalty. Brendan Wallace with the call. And this will be against Cawley.
Yeah, you see a push. He calls a push there in the back. Flag goes down. Good job, Farmingdale, keeping possession.
And that's what you mentioned in the open, right? It's about towing that line of aggression, and Cawley has had his share of penalties this season.
Not only do you lose them to the box, but you lose your best pole on man down. This is where Syosset goes to their SEAL team defense. That's what they call their man down group.
And you could hear the chanting from the sideline. Little wheel action here for the Dalers. That was Schumacher again, inverted. Kama with the sidearm shot wide. And we are even. So only that one shot by Josh Kama.
Good job by the SEAL team. Good job recovering to a skip pass.
Here's Kama. So dangerous when he can get downhill. That was more of a pass than a shot, as it was now Dean Cott. Cott, ooh. That was not off by much.
So far, you've had success by the Dalers getting against some short sticks from behind. Good job by Cott getting top side. Didn't miss the top of the net by much.
Quinn Sunday a year ago was the second leading scorer behind O'Keefe. And he'll just dump it into the corner with the shot clock winding down. Now the Dalers will set up their 10-man.
Yeah, both goalies are really athletic, but they also clear it well. So, you know, you run a 10-man, you're used to going against it in practice.
James Romanello, the short stick D midi. Nice swim dodge, the bouncer, and the finish. As pretty as you like. How about that? You get me in the starting lineup, I'm going to finish at Adrian Sanchez.
Nice job handling pressure. Drew a foul on the sideline. Good pass coming out of the 10-man. Finds Sanchez, who, you know, got inserted against Kellenberg, 2-1. How about scoring the first one here in a big rivalry against the Dalers?
An important goal for Syosset for their mentality. And it wasn't clean out of the 10-man, right? But still, it was Sanchez, the sophomore, the lefty, his fourth goal of the season.
That's what happens. Your 10-man's an aggressive ride. Sometimes you might get caught and give up a goal, but you got to live and die by it.
And now it's a man-up face-off for Syosset. Good battle. And Damo comes away with it. Good timeout by the Dalers. You want to keep possession off of the face-off, especially since you're going to be man down.
Yeah, good to see, you know, Damo. That's a huge face-off to gain that possession. Now you're going to have to work against some double teams by Syosset. Probably Cauley on the ball.
Well, we want you to design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today, 516-250-8461. You see the huddle there for the Dalers. Back-to-back county and Long Island champions. At Chief Graphics, we specialize in custom graphics and signs, helping schools, businesses, and organizations bring their vision to life. Their expert team manages every step of the process, from design and fabrication to seamless installation, making them a one-stop shop for all graphic needs. From press box graphics, wall and floor wraps, mesh field signage, tents and backdrops, dimensional signs and letters, to senior recognition posters and donor recognition displays. Chief Graphics delivers custom solutions that make an impact. Their high-quality design not only enhances spaces, but also strengthens brand presence, boosts visibility, and creates a sense of pride among students, staff, and supporters. Dean Cott says, I hear your read for Chief Graphics. Put me on a graphic. Because at Chief Graphics, when it comes to branding, trust the experts at Chief Graphics to make a statement that lasts. And Dean Cott making a statement in quarter number one.
And Coach Dunn shows some trust, right? He handles the double team against two very good ones, Cauley and Ostrager. That happens sometimes, right? You shut everyone off, you go double team, there's no slides. Dean Cott, something about the Syosset uniform brings out the best in him. Great start by him. Good timeout by Coach Dunn. Way to meet pressure with pressure and attack the goal.
Yeah, you mentioned it in the open, right? That 9-8 overtime win for the Dalers last year. Inside that first minute of overtime, Dean Cott sent the Daler Nation home happy. And now he's on a hat trick here. Again, dealing with Cauley. He's got a step. Cott goes low! Hat trick! Dean Cott!
Yeah, number 3 with 3 already for the Dalers. Cauley throws a check at GLE. Cott tucks his stick, protects it. See the check coming here. Gives him a step, protects the stick, goes far side. No slide a coming. Dean Cott Great start for the Dalers.
So I think if he doesn't change his angle and go low, that's a stick check and maybe a loose ball.
Just patience, right? He's that guy. You know, they want him to be the guy. They even want more out of him, and nothing like a rivalry game in the middle of the season to start bringing that out of him.
That's Galgano on wing play. We'll see both Galgano and Cawley on the face-off wings today. Hughes has a go. Hughes, the bouncer, and Weisenfeld makes the save. Weisenfeld wants a foul on the other end.
We've seen some goalie goals this year in the college game against the 10-man. Hughes goes for it, but Weisenfeld was in great position. That's the 10-man ride, getting an extra possession for Coach Calabria.
Here's Waxer. Back out to Turner. Running on is Matt Antonacci, the sophomore. And sometimes you throw the ball down the field just to keep your possession, right? And it's considered a shot. Switching hands with some venom, that shot, but wide of the mark by Waxer.
Good job. Right-handed shooter, roll back to the left. You know, make them think. Don't be scoutable, predictable. Shoot for a corner, save a possession.
Antonacci, the feed! And the finish inside by Accardo.
That's what he does. He's like a slippery little sly fox in there. 31 career goals, make it 32. He's very good off the ball. From a great lacrosse family. Luca, you know, had the ball in his stick a lot. At high point, face-off guy. Accardo different. Great hands, moves without it, catch and finish. Right to the scouting report. Great slide, great find, great finish.
And now Cleary with the face-off win.
Turn your head for a second. A guy like Gio Accardo is putting the ball in the back of the net.
Cawley, he's already scored on the year. He's going to stay on right now. A little skip in his step. Now Cawley will come off as Antonacci, who picked up an assist on that goal by Accardo, steps back on to the offensive side of the field. Here's Waxer. Good look by Waxer. Turner just wide of the far post.
Those are your two guys. Two-man game. Nice slip by Turner. Didn't miss the far pipe by much, but it's nice to see those two guys playing off of each other. Two of the better skilled guys for Syosset.
Accardo tries to play a two-man game of his own behind the cage. Ooh, takes a high shot. No foul given. Here is Waxer. Waxer, the bouncer, and Hughes, another save.
Nice job, nice save. It's the end of the quarter.
Hughes airs mails one down. Weisenfeld, the save. And that is not returned to sender by Weisenfeld. But what a first quarter it was for Farmingdale. Hey, you wear number 3? How about 3 goals as well?
Yeah, tuck your stick, extra step, finish away. Unbelievable start. Koch showing us the ability to split doubles, take on Cawley, right, and also scored on an outside hammer bounce shot, scoring in many different ways, Dean Koch.
1 quarter in the books, and it is 5-2 Dalers. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Howitt Middle School. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper, our entire Varsity Media crew. 5-2 Dalers after one quarter.
So far, the face-off matchup's been even, 4 apiece.
Good GB picked up, and good ride as well by Sanchez, just to make things a little bit more difficult.
It's kind of like a 9.5.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because Weisenfeld not really playing, and he's playing in front of the net. Not much pressure on the 3 guys down. They'll try to jump this.
Yeah, this one's on the turf. And there's 2 beasts going at it, and it is Cauley to come away. Cauley gets a check from behind. Cauley going for the pole goal, just misses it. But Syosset will be a man up.
That's why you 10-man. When you have guys like Galgano, Ippoliti, you have guys like Cauley, you 10-man because those guys wreak havoc in the middle of the field. Cauley gets a GB, draws a foul on Mangio, Syosset goes man up.
So big man up early on for Syosset.
Yeah, right away. Thomas Goodrich asked Waxer, what did you eat for lunch today? Definitely getting a shut-off.
And there's 2 philosophies with that, right? You either allow the shut off and then you play, you're still a man up, right? You just play 5-on-4 then.
Bethpage did the same thing. I went to that game, and the role players, the other guys for Syosset came out on fire, scored 7 goals. So it's pick your poison sometimes.
The other philosophy is maybe get yourself in front of the cage and make a difference. It doesn't matter because Josh Chung with the finish, the man-up goal.
That's what happens. You create, you give extra space. Right now it's a 5-on-4. They've been looking. This is a huge goal, right, for Chung. 3 assists on the year. That's his first goal of the season. Comes on man up. He has 19 career goals. They need him to score. None better than an extra man. Good find by Antonacci, the sophomore. Good find against the man down defense when they were locking Waxer.
And for Antonacci, it is assist number 2. Damo gets the face-off win. And the thing about Damo, too, right, is he just kind of figures things out. He figures out those matchups. Real heady Fogo for the Dalers.
Coach Dunn said they're having him play more offense, getting involved in practice a bit more. Sometimes the face-off guys kind of go by themselves, but it's really seemed to spark JJ.
And also, he's a guy who just hasn't really been able to practice a ton. Kind of rehabbing mostly during the week with a hamstring injury, which, I guess when you're a Fogo, that is the last injury that you want to have. Here's Cott, hot hand, first quarter, 3 goals. Cott to his left, slings it high and wide.
Two-handed player, you saw it right there. Very confident going both righty and lefty.
They're saying, I guess, that either took a deflection off the net or the pipe, or Weisenfeld might have got a piece because they reset the shot clock.
This is a great matchup. 34, James Romanello, freshman, was a varsity hoop, 6th man off the bench, extraordinaire. Really great feet, tough against Schumacher.
Here's Kama. You want to get him going downhill. Cuts it inside. Kama. And the athleticism just burst off the page with Josh Kama.
Yeah, going against Jeremy Mallon, sophomore, 2-time starter. Good job staying with Kama. Not easy to do. Another guy that Coach Dunn thinks he needs to see the ball go in a couple times to gain some confidence shooting the ball.
Sunday sets the screen. Good job defensively by Syosset. Here's Kama again, Malin on him. Good takeaway by Syosset. Ostrager got a piece.
Yeah, nice check over the head by Malin. Was a long stick midi last year, playing more close roll, kind of flip-flopping, very versatile.
I don't know, Soap, it's starting to feel like momentum shifting to the visitors from Syosset.
Yeah, they got the goal off the 10-man. They got a man-up goal. They're scoring in a variety of ways. Let's see if they can get one in the 6-on-6 game.
It's Turner up top, McGilvery on him.
Yeah, McGilvery's he's that guy that Dunn says kind of as a senior figures it all out. Well, not shocking. Dunn's one of the best defensive coaches on Long Island, right? Shockingly, a guy under his tutelage for a few years would get better going to St. Leo.
Rosenfeld behind the cage. There is Sanchez. Good-looking sophomore, right? Body-wise, you would say that kid's a senior.
They're going against the lefty Belillo.
Beekman. What a feed to the crease! And again, the finish by Accardo.
You can't ball watch against 11. Dallas get caught staring at the ball. Gio Accardo parks himself right on Secataw Avenue, right in front of the net. See, there he is. Look at 11. Days open. Great spot feed by Waxer. That's what he's going to have to do. Share the ball, get other guys involved. The more other guys get involved, the less shutoffs and things you're going to see.
Accardo's second goal of the game for Waxer, his 19th assist. So he's been a guy who's done that, right? He hasn't forced a lot of things. Cleary wins the faceoff. They'll go quick behind the back. They get a little bit too wild as it'll be Farmingdale ball.
Little heat check, throw a BTB.
Syosset not 10-manning here. Still, Hughes airmails this one down.
Throwing it in Cawley's direction is tough. Lucas Spano was put in a tough spot. He's a really good clearing midi, but with that trajectory with Cawley on the hunt.
That's like a quarterback going over the middle, right? Just you're begging for your receiver to get hurt. Great stick check by 40, Ippoliti.
Yeah, Ip just does everything. High IQ, great off the ground.
And Weisenfeld the save, denying Sunday.
Huge save, way to go down low. Read the stick of Sunday. Not allowing them to put the cherry on top of that clear.
The Dalers, though, maintain possession with a new shot clock as well. And there's Kama.
Kama's drawing the pole. See them move Cott around. He'll dodge from many different areas. He's the initiator.
Kama! Kama! That's exactly what Dunn wants, right? Get to that gray area and finish. And Kama did just that.
You see the athleticism, right? All conference in lacrosse. More athlete than lacrosse players still, but those skills are developing rapidly. Goes hard. No one really wants to step in front of him. Buries the ball. He is the difference maker for Farmingdale. County champ wrestler at 190. First team All-State running back, over 1,700 yards this year. Downhill, but you see him a little differently, go behind the net and, get a full head of steam towards GLE.
10th goal of the year for Kama. And there's Cleary emerging from the pack. Cleary looking for the Fogo goal, just wide.
I love Cleary's confidence. Tough as nails, healthy, and showing confidence with his ability to win it to himself and take it to the rack.
Yeah, was not healthy a year ago. So Accardo had to take more of the face-offs. Here is Waxer Feeding from X up to Turner. Turner, look out. Galgano is hunting from behind. Spins, pops it up top to Rosenfeld.
Yeah, good slide by McGalvery.
That's Goodrich on him. Wins the matchup. Goes right into the teeth, though, of the Dailers defense. Here's Waxer with a head of steam. Look out.
Dailor sandwich.
Yeah. Who comes away with it? Galgano.
Galgano Jr.
He wears 50 for a reason.
Yeah, great job by Goodrich on the ball. Kind of sparks a toughness on the defensive end. Their short stick D-middies aren't the biggest cats, but they're tough.
And whistles a failure to advance for the Dailers. So job done by Syosset with that ride.
Yeah, Galgano was honorable mention All County last year, right? 25 caused turnovers this year, over 30 ground balls. Wears 50 for a reason.
Sanchez pops it back out. Rosenfeld surveys the situation, allows Cole Beekman to step on. Beekman, the sophomore, 5 goals on the year.
See, Goodrich did a good job stuffing that left hand, knowing the scout.
And we will see Waxer in a lot of different spots today, right? Waxer dodging, 3 Dailers around him again. Feeds it out to Turner on the bounce.
Center of attention for sure, 19. Drawing those slides, move the ball.
44 lowers his shoulder, and then Galgano lowered the boom.
Great job. Turner hangs his stick. Galgano, another caused turnover.
I think Brendan Wallace asking for help here to see whose ball this will be. And they have conferred and said it is Farmingdale ball. And again, kind of, as you mentioned before, now like a 9.5 man ride. There's Mangio.
Yeah, senior Brian commit. Great basketball player, athlete. He's the 7th Dailor this year to score his 1,000th point in basketball.
Yeah, when he is on, just a shutdown defender. And that's what you mentioned before, right? We didn't list, D-middies, right, in the starting lineup, but you've got Mangio, Goodrich, and Spano. That's as good as it gets in Nassau County.
Yeah, Mangio brings 4 years of experience. I don't mention All County. Bryant Bulldogs love him. Love, see him in that role next year, and Bryant's known for their short stick D-middies as well.
How about now up top, Kama getting shut off. Here's Schumeyer. Off the screen. Schumeyer the feed. That was a tough one. Spinning, trying to keep it alive. Renison does just that. Cott goes low and just wide.
Good scrap by Renison. No backup, though, for the Dailers.
So we go the other way. Now the Dailers will ride.
Dailers are locking off those shorties. Making them clear it with the pole. Cawley's very good at running it over.
Cawley hands off. And here comes Syosset now.
See 16 staying out there, the freshman, Matt Acevedo.
A much better second quarter for Syosset. There's Sanchez at X. Waxer, blew a tire. Loose ball. These are the 50-50s. Both coaches recognized as critical. And Waxer came away only momentarily, though. Galgano.
Yeah, 50 and 40 are always around the ball for the Dailers. It's a good ground ball by Waxer, but good job by the Dailers getting it back.
And now Cott, back out to Schumeyer. There's Mateo Asensio as well, 26.
Again, right to the shutoff with Kama.
Well, he's been that guy winning his matchups, right? Being dangerous, going downhill.
See if someone else can start the party.
Well, that's what Cott is looking to do, right? That's what O'Keefe did so well during his time, right? That dodging attackman.
Good job by Farmingdale moving off the ball, taking the slides away.
Cott! He got some separation by that pick on Cauley, and then Cott did the rest, looking very much like O'Keefe. 4th goal of the first half.
He loves seeing the Braves jersey. Again, more space because of the shutoff, attacking their best player in Cauley.
Right there.
The pick. Good job protecting his stick. Little S dodge, swims underneath. Top of the net, wide open. Dean Cott having himself an afternoon.
4th goal of the game, 18th of the season.
He's been their most consistent guy, scoring 2 goals in the last 4 games. Has 4 goals today. Coach Dunn needed someone to step up, and it's number 3 in green.
And again, right, it's that pick. Right, you don't. There's not a stat. I mean, maybe coaches, you guys stat those kind of things, but it's not a stat you're going to find the Newsday or on BLAX, but so important on that goal for Cott.
And the spot that the pick is set is so crucial. You know, you're shutting a guy off. It's taking away your slide packages. Nice pick in a great spot that made it very tough to slide to. Obviously did not want to slide adjacent, allowed Cott to bring it back to his right hand to finish it.
So Syosset will call timeout, their second and final of this first half, as they try to draw something up here in the final 51 seconds. So again, we want to thank the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation. The mission is to spread the positive spirit of lacrosse and support the highest ethical standards for all participants through annual initiatives. They include targeted grants, scholarship programs, lacrosse education clinics, and events to raise awareness and resources in support of the game. We will show you some of those great initiatives they have, right? Of course, that terrific shootout for soldiers. That is a really fun one. The National School Girls Team Long Island, the Hall of Fame, the outreach program, Lacks Like a Girl tournament, the High School Unsung Hero Awards, and so much more. But especially that shootout for soldiers. What a terrific event that is, right? A 24-hour event. You get guys who have played, who have served this country. They step on the field. A real important thing, one of many that the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation provide.
Yeah, each team in Nassau County gets an unsung hero award that they get to give to one of the players on the team, maybe who in practice or does something throughout the year. A lot of coaches look forward to rewarding one of their players who might not, get the recognition throughout the year.
Like a guy who maybe sets a pick on a goal for Dean Cott.
I gave it to I had a manager, Paulie Feely, who special needs, right? He was with me every year, and I gave him those unsung hero plaques every year.
That's awesome.
He kept them in his apartment. Just great stuff.
So off the timeout. Waxer with the ball, and he's got Matt Ippoliti in front of him.
LIU's getting a really good one, as is Michigan with these 2 young men. Great players, but great kids.
It matching him hop for hop, lowering the shoulder. Now the feed to X. They reverse things, and you see Syosset moving the ball quickly.
Great job by Goodrich on the ball. Going against Acevedo, the freshman.
Waxer. What a feed in and out of the stick, though, of Sanchez.
Yeah, nice find. Sanchez just showing the ability to get open.
Now, Farmingdale does have a timeout. Should they utilize it? Here's Ippoliti.
Great clear by Goodrich. Sparking some numbers.
The bouncer, Weisenfeld with the save. Air mails it down the field. Hughes saying, even if it was going to count, no chance at that one. But it is Farmingdale with the 3-goal lead. Hey, 3 is an important number today, Soap.
Yeah, Dean Cott's been amazing. Pick coming. Got to talk to your teammates here. Perfect angle, good late pick. Whoop, bring it to your right hand, top of the net. Dean Cott's party, we're all just watching it.
4 goals in the first half for the junior, Dean Cott. And it's a 3-goal lead for the Dalers as we go to break. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash! What a way to end the third quarter.
Look at this. Merrill. No slide. No problem. Gary Merrill goes top corner.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media @Varsity Media. high school sports fans. Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash! What a way to end the third quarter.
Look at this. Merrill. No slide. No problem. Gary Merrill goes top corner.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper, our entire Varsity Media crew here, about to start half number 2, and it is Farmingdale with a 7-4 lead. Let's take a look, Soap, at the first half stats.
7-4 on the scoreboard. You see pretty even at the face-off X, pretty even in the goal, pretty even with GBs, turnovers, but 7-4, right, to score a 3-goal lead for Farmingdale. It's really because of Dean Cott doing a Dean Kane impersonation, right, as Superman for the Dalers, and really come down to making individual plays. He's taken his guy to the cage and had the ability to score 4 goals, which gives the Dalers the lead at halftime.
So let's see what adjustments both teams make here out of the break. And also out of the break, a mea culpa here for myself. You know me, so I love the Ips, right?
You do.
And Mama Ip, I apologize. We had Matt Ippoliti, of course, as one of our impact players. But we had Mike Ippoliti, his brother, on our mind up in Syracuse. So sorry about that, Matt. Mama Ip as well, but certainly a terrific first half for Ippoliti.
They've done a good job. You know, Farmingdale, they wanted to shoot better, right? They've shot better. They've contained Waxer's touches.
Good win by Damo. Goes backwards on that one. And again, he's a guy, gets better as the game goes along, right? Second half, more than often wins his matchups. Hughes trying to go for the goal. Mallon came away with it.
Yeah, that ride's creating some confusion. 2 turnovers from the goalie. Leads to an extra possession, stealing one for Coach Calabria out of the half. He might look open, but that's a 75-yard pass, right? Allows for the defense to recover.
And there's Waxer.
You know,
Waxer with that lone assist.
On the sophomore.
Question mark, saved by Hughes.
Huge save by Hughes.
And another one!
2-4 with 2 in a row. That's what he can do. He's very, very good and tight. He's explosive. Really great athlete. Question mark, he says no. Rebound feed says no. Great job by the Dalers clearing it off of 2 great saves by Hughes.
He's like in that NHL commercial, right? What are your goals? No goals.
2 great stops. Like you said, he's been hot. He's playing his best lacrosse at the right time.
And now when Kama gets the ball out of midfield, right, you can't shut him off. Here's Schumeyer. Schumeyer with 1 and 1 in the first half.
Yeah, taking on a good D mid here with Turner. Early slide. That's Cole Casanova, the senior, backup last year, starter this year.
Kama the bouncer. And that's the thing, right, with Kama. Like, this isn't his first sport, but again, the athleticism causes problems. Cott has a go. Weisenfeld tried to go 5-hole.
Kid's confident just to take that shot, shows confidence. Good stop by Weisenfeld. Important for him to really lock down the net and allow for Syosset to get back into this.
Here is Accardo.
I mean, Calabria got exactly what he wanted. 2 great shots off of a ride. But, you know, Hughes was just humongous with those saves.
So Waxer trying to get some extra space, but Ip is saying no. Ip's like that bouncer, right? He's like, no, you can't get in. But I've got ID. That doesn't matter. Like he's up at Croxley's here. Struggling to handle it, Sanchez. On the turf. GB. Hey, one of the moms had it right. Daler ball indeed.
Yeah, own the ground. That's their motto. They owned it right there. Good job by Mike Balillo, sophomore left-hander. Bro Anthony was 2-time All-County. He's a really good cover guy who's blossoming under Coach Dunn.
And now up in his brother, that is now up in Binghamton. Another great landing spot, right, for Dalers.
Dalers are everywhere.
Your blue collar out of here, and you go to the likes of Albany and Binghamton. We'll show you those next level guys as this game goes along. Here is Sunday from behind the cage. Caught. Cauley hunting him. Advantage to the Lehigh commit.
Good job, Cauley, staying patient, staying on the gloves, make passes tough.
Now the Dalers will ride. Nice pass going from sideline to sideline, and it's Jeremy Mallon.
Good job by Accardo getting open for him. Dalers hunting the double.
And it is Accardo.
Yeah, Acevedo was a guy who, early in the season faced off. Now that Cleary's confident and healthy, he allows him to play some midfield, and they really like his ability to dodge.
That's what he's doing right now on Goodrich. A little hezzy. Nice job hiding that from Antonacci. Goes high and wide, though.
Yeah, shout out to Goodrich. Lost his father, Eugene, in December. First team All-American ground ball machine for New York Tech.
Look out.
This team's rallying for him. You see him hunting the ball there. Good job. Always around the ball. Really good in the clearing game.
Ippoliti to Galgano. Those are the two special numbers, right, for the Dalers. What a feed! And it is Sunday.
Yeah, great feed by Renison. Finding Quinn Sunday. 29 goals last year, 40 career goals. Had a 6-goal game last year. Great skip. Catches it in the air, a little one-time finish. See Goodrich, right, bringing the energy. That's the thing that's amazing, right? Goodrich and, Renison, their dads were best friends growing up. Played at New York Tech together, both first-team All-Americans. Lived together in Farmingdale, and both boys get to play each other. Pretty special.
So Sunday, goal number 12 of the year. Renison now 1-1 on the day. 8-4 lead. Going forward this time was Damo. It went into the stick of Daniel Disqui as the younger brother of David Disqui. Quick restart. Having a great job defensively there. Getting his stick on it was Ostrager.
Yeah, it's a big, big possession stealer. Hopefully they can maintain it. Nope.
Yeah, no says both Ip and Galgano. And here is Galgano. Fed it. And now the Dalers will reset.
Kind of danger time if you're Syosset. Really need to dig it on defense. Weisenfeld's going to have to make a big save.
Well, he's capable of that. But I think you start to wonder on the other side, right? Can we get one past Hughes?
It's just Syosset had some turnovers between the 30s that have really cost them some possessions. They've gotten possessions, but just haven't maintained them.
Here is Kama. Kama stings it wide.
Yeah, good luck with 99 going downhill. Tons of football looks, D1 looks.
Caught out of a stick. Cawley again, the disruptor. And it's Mallon coming away. A really good-looking sophomore for Syosset. We go pole to pole.
Yeah, Mallon's really good with his stick in transition. You see the former pole skills. Need a possession if you're Syosset. Get one on the frame, make another one, or beat him.
It's Turner up top. The shot clock not operational on that side of the field right now.
Good thing there's two.
Yeah. Turner doesn't need the shot clock. Turner goes low, the Geneseo product. A big goal for Syosset.
Seniors step up. This is a huge goal for Syosset. One of the veteran guys on offense. Honorable mention All-County last year. Kind of that guy, the breakout guy for Syosset. Not much room there, but a great lefty finish by him. 3 goals this year versus Bethpage, 5 versus Plain Edge, 2 versus Kellenberg. The kid can score, and Syosset really needs him to be the second guy to Waxer.
By the way, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mike Hungerford, of course, great friend of us here at Varsity Media, of yours and mine as well, for providing those stats out in San Diego. Appreciate it, Hungy. Officials recognize that shot clock now, and that's going to be looked at during this brief break.
not that he was unknown, right? But last year, Desquie just, he was dealing with injuries, was a hockey guy, exploded on the scene. He goes from 9 goals as a junior to 61 as a senior.
Let's get that generator going again. Is that Campbell? There we go. He got it going.
Earl.
No, but you're right. And you know what part of that was for Desquie last year? Yeah, it was injuries, yes. But also, listen, he was a really good hockey player as well, right? Made that full commitment to lacrosse last year and had an unbelievable senior year.
Yeah, can Turner be that guy, down the stretch and in the playoffs to really be that breakout, for over 40 goals in his career? Can he be a guy that scores, 40 goals this year?
So Galgano trying to play some games here in the sub game. Stays on. Lefty shot wide.
I love the two-handedness of Cott. He's definitely, righty and lefty, comfortable with both. Like I said before, still a guy trying to find a home. Can definitely play at the next level.
Here's Schumacher. Little zone look now from Syosset. Cott.
Same exact spot he busted the zone last time. Got to get shooters. Your approach has to be at his stick. Make him shoot through you.
We try it again. Feed in front. And there's the save you said Syosset needed from Weisenfeld.
Everything but the finish. Great zone offense for the Dalers. Weisenfeld just too good there. Getting to that off-stick high. He's super good and tight as well. Really athletic.
Ostrager, hands off.
He really filled that void for Syosset, right? They had, Zach Finkelstein, who really stepped up and was a great goalie. And then Weisenfeld, transferred in from Jericho to become a multi-year starter for the Braves.
Yeah, like Farmingdale, Syosset has certainly churned out some Division I goalies. As that shot by Birch, ground ball picked up by Turner.
Yeah, Ryan Fight, the great Danny Loftus, Camposa, Clobus, Oaks. Both these teams have had tremendous goalie lineage.
Waxer the feed, and the shot by Accardo looking for his third.
Yeah, Coach Calabria said Waxer's got to create and find Gio. He's done a good job finding Gio so far. Just missed the cage.
Yeah, it's not Boomer and Gio, right? It's Brody and Gio. Here is Waxer. Up top, Turner can't handle it cleanly.
They drew
5 on the shot. And that's as easy as you like for Hughes at the end of the shot clock.
Yes, Syosset was able to draw an early slide to Waxer, just not able to spin the ball and get any rotation where you can dodge the backside.
And there's Mangio. Got to see his future college teammates on this field here at Howitt Middle School a couple weeks ago. Bryant taking on Bucknell. A win for the Bulldogs on that afternoon, as seen on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Late pickup for them. Mangio's just too good, too athletic to not play at the next level. Seems to have found a real good home with Bryant.
Schumacher, the feed. Now you go up top to Kama.
Yeah, man-to-man defense. Early slide.
Oh, gets him on skates. Kama! Kama, the exclamation point!
Yeah, Coach Dunn says he's just got to finish. Well, he finishes here. Looks like he's toting the rock. Little speed button, spin move, stick your foot in the ground, get your hands free, let it fly, 5-hole. Whether it's lacrosse, whether it's football, 99 knows how to score. Huge goal for the Dalers.
He looked like he was on the basketball court, right up at the rucker, maybe with a crossover.
Yeah, when the lacrosse skills really catch up to the athletic ability, that's a scary thought. Only a junior, 5'11", 200 pounds, benches 335, 475 on the squat rack. Those are numbers you usually don't see on the lacrosse field.
And you're right. If those skills match up to that, listen, you've got a lot of, your Rolodex is full of Division I coaches. They're going to be calling you, so.
Yeah, but, you know, football.
Yeah.
Great ride by Cott.
And it's now Asensio up top. Big, strong, athletic Dodger.
Yeah, I mean, two of your 3 top Thorpe Award, finalists. Kama plays lacrosse. You had Martini Ferwanto, who won it. Dynamic lacrosse player as well. 2 sports that really relate well to each other and part of this Daler tradition.
Now it's Romanello drawing Kama.
Just a freshman, but he's not an ordinary freshman. Has varsity hoops experience.
Yeah, probably one of the most athletic players, definitely in his class in the building. Kama.
Yeah, he scored 24 points against West Hempstead. You can ball.
Turnaround, spinning jump, the shot by Schumacher. His second of the game.
Everything going right for the Dalers right now. I just love this shot. He's shooting through a screen. Watch this. Kind of comes out of his roll, shoots out of his dodge, off the hip, double screen, kind of through 2 guys, a double screen, well-placed shot. Been very impressed so far with Sean Schumacher. Converted attackman, and you see those skills on display.
2-1 for Schumacher, the junior. And Cleary wins the final face-off of quarter number 3. But the Dalers, they respond to Syosset from that second quarter. And Schumacher, look at this again.
Yeah, Coach Dunn said we struggle a little bit finishing quarters. Well, not today. 22's on the scene, scoring a huge goal at the buzzer for the Dalers. They've looked really good finishing quarters and so far finishing the rock.
10-5, Farmingdale through 3. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Chief Graphics specializes in custom graphics and signs, helping schools, businesses, and organizations bring their vision to life. Their expert team manages every step of the process, from design and fabrication to seamless installation, making them a one-stop shop for all graphic needs, from retail signage, wall and floor wraps, vehicle graphics, wayfinding signage. Chief Graphics delivers custom solutions that make an impact. Their high-quality designs not only enhance spaces, but also strengthens brand presence, boosts visibility, and creates visual interest. When it comes to branding, trust the experts at Chief Graphics to make a statement that lasts. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper, our whole Varsity Media crew here. It's quarter number 4. And who will make the biggest statement here in the fourth quarter? Cleary.
Yeah, big one-time GB missed. There you go. Nice job by Cleary. Starts with a face-off. Syosset's really got to look to punch back here. They've taken a couple of right hooks. Time to step up. Fourth quarter hasn't been their friend, but hey, how about a good time to turn it against the Dalers?
And here is Turner up top. Turner with a goal in this game.
Yeah, you got Goodrich and Mangio as your short stick D mids. They've been pretty good today.
Turner spins on Galgano. Lowers the shoulder. Turner. Good D by Galgano.
Yeah, way to occupy the hands, right? You neutralize the hands. You control the player. Couldn't feed, couldn't pass.
Turner will now try his luck from X. The feed. Here is Waxer in space. Waxer! Kick save! And a beauty by Hughes.
Nice job by Hughes getting that off hip. That was a great job by Waxer. He floated. Show on the adjacent by Ip. Wax floated. First time really today he got his hands free. You know, Hughes hasn't been super, tested today, but when he has, he's been up to the test.
Well, you said it. He's been tested in tight, and he's had the response. Here is Beekman from X.
Yeah, that was a great save. Kind of got handcuffed, but fought it off.
And Syosset, again, they're trying to figure things out, right, offensively. What's the best combination? What's our best personnel on the field? Here is Turner up top. Slide comes his way. Maintaining possession, Syosset. A BTB pass.
Move it off the ground.
Waxer to the other side.
Sometimes that's your best offense. Move it off the dirt.
Here is Birch. Birch, the bouncer, nothing doing. And that just from jump was all out of sorts for Syosset.
Yeah, heck of a possession for the defense of Farmingdale. Mike Balillo, a couple of good stops. McGilvery, unbelievable job. 10-man.
Galgano airmailed it down the field.
Yeah, good job by Casanova getting control of that, finding Weisenfeld.
And here comes Cawley. Cawley, they need a juice goal here. Cawley, what a save! Hughes again.
Little split save. Looks like MC Hammer. Unbelievable save. Cawley, you knew he was gonna. He attacked Goodrich, got off a good shot.
Well, Cawley thought it was hammer time.
Little inside out dodge. Whoop. Unbelievable.
Can't touch this.
Athleticism, well done. Great save. You see the athleticism. Not every goalie who steps in the cage can do that.
So we take a look at some of the college commitments for Farmingdale. And there's a host of them for the Dalers.
Yeah, DeSales, LIU, Hughes going to Bridgeport, following with James Goodrich, right? Thomas's brother, who's having a great time there at Bridgeport, scored a game winner against AIC. You got St. Leo's, Ippoliti, LIU, Mangio going to Bryant to play for, an ex-Daler. Coach Gabrielli's an assistant there. And gotta love going to UMass. Coach Canella, unbelievable program. Kind of fits the Daler mentality there at UMass.
Syosset, a younger team, but they've got a few guys going to the next level.
Yeah, Cawley, Lehigh, Brody Waxer, Michigan, fighting, great year in the Big Ten. Weisenfeld, LIU, Coach Levine's getting a really good one. They had Gilman from Farmingdale, had a great career at LIU. Levine, a Bethpage guy, loves recruiting the island, and Turner, Geneseo. I know one thing, that kid's going to score a ton of goals for the Knights with his ability to shoot the rock.
I think if I'm not mistaken, right, Michigan hosting the Big Ten tournament this year.
Great season, right? Coach Conroy, a Holy Trinity grad. Long Island is everywhere.
You got Mulholland, right, still part of that program out of Manhasset. So out of the timeout. That's Waltrus with the ball.
Got to start cutting into this lead if you're the Braves. Get it to 42 is a good strategy.
Yeah, you don't need that full timeout to say that, do you?
Nah, he's used to breaking presses right in hoops.
Still a 10-5 lead for the Dalers.
Yeah, Danny DeSquee on the ball. Tough matchup with Schumacher.
Tough feed in front, but Renison gets to the dirty area, and he gets the glory.
Are you kidding me with this handle? Another future Bulldog. Coach Brancaccio is getting a really good one here. Watch this catch. This is wall ball city right there. What a great stab. Great finish. Great find by Schumacher. It's at 2-2 for Schumacher on the day. Renison, I can't say enough about his IQ. Again, Dad Joe was a great player for New York Tech. Slippery as well, able to find creases.
And in our conversation, right, with Farmingdale, what was the word, right? Plays the crease a lot. And we'll have a push here. First man down of the second half. That'll be a 30-second push against the Dalers. So free possession right now for Turner and Syosset. Nice knockdown in front.
Yeah, Balillo's been great in this fourth quarter, getting his stick on that pass. Really quick slide from up top by the Farmingdale defense.
Galgano picks it up. We'll have a whistle, and we'll have a 30-second push against Farmingdale. And even though it's a short man up, you start to feel, right, when you look at time and score, one of those must-score opportunities here for Syosset.
Syosset did a really good job in the first half. You see Goodrich going to find Waxer. Definitely look like they're going to shut off again. It's more space for the other 5 guys. And they capitalized in the first half.
So Waxer will bring Goodrich all the way behind the cage. So we'll play 5-on-4 right now.
Yeah, we see Rocco Martellotti goes in for the man-down defense.
Yeah, Rocco, a great inside middle linebacker for the Dalers. I love the note from Coach Dunn. Get to that in a moment as there is the finish. Gio Accardo gets his third.
The shutoff creates longer slides. You know, you have 4 guys that have got to cover a lot of area. We've seen Accardo's ability to score inside. Now he shows off some of his range. Turner finds him, catch, no hesitation, delivers the ball to the top of the net.
The note I was going to mention about Martellotti is, you know, he's not the biggest in stature, but really athletic. When he gets to places, he gets there in a hurry. And as Coach Dunn said, when he arrives with contact.
Perfect man down guy.
Yeah.
Linebacker used to kind of calling out defenses. You add him to Ip and Galgano's experience. It's a tough man down group, but Syosset's done a good job scoring against the 5-on-4.
Now it's a loose ball in front of Hughes. Big GB by Ip, loses it. Good ride back by Waxer.
Yeah, Cauley as well, swinging his stick.
Waxer, big GB for Syosset. Cauley, wide of the mark.
Yeah, he's stomping his stick down, changed it up a little bit, went bouncer last time, tried to hunt that top corner. Must score possession, I think, if you're Syosset.
Waxer comes downhill. Step down shot, wide of the mark. You got to put those on target.
Yeah, that's Beekman, sophomore, 5 goals on the season. No one picked him up. Got to at least put it on the cage.
And there was no backup either.
Yeah, I like to say make him make a save. Make Hughes make a save there. Even if he saves it, put it on net.
And now you put more pressure on it defensively now.
Yeah, 5 goals. You got to start thinking about pushing out a little bit. Maybe some doubles that you might not take. but you got to get the ball.
Well, here is Kama.
Yeah, Ryan Chan draws that assignment.
Kama's like a DJ bringing the record back, all right?
It looks like they slipped
Not
into
yet.
a zone.
Kama! How about 3 on the day?
Yeah, that's like a zone run up the middle. Gets to the sweet spot. Makes it look easy there. Gets to his right hand, runs through a check. No slide coming. Buries the ball. Kind of a coming out party scoring-wise for Kama in the second half for the Dalers.
Hey, he's a guy who came into this game with 9 goals through the Dalers' first 8 games. 3 on the day here against Syosset.
Yeah, he was all conference last year, scored 19, had 28 goals coming into the season, so it's not like he hasn't scored the rock.
Big face-off win for Damo.
Yeah, it's been pretty even, but that's a huge one.
And this is the game, right? We mentioned it in the open. This kind of super conference, the power conference, whatever you want to call it here in Nassau, right? It gives us a lot of dream matchups, right? You get like Massapequa, Garden City, kind of these between the classification battles that you don't see in other sports, but this is one of those, like in soccer we call it like a 6-pointer, right? Where this is a big one because it's Class A, right? And it is part of it here for both of these teams. Look at that finish. Mateo Asensio.
Yeah, the feed by the 8th grader, Nick Huber, 8th grader, right behind the net. Strong lefty player, able to skip the ball. Looked like it might have got deflected, but it found Asensio's stick. He knew exactly what to do with it. Good job getting his hands free, getting to the middle, increasing his angle. It's all Dalers right now.
Yeah, 13-6 is the lead for Farmingdale.
I was going to say, like, it's almost like a bit of, being, familiarity, right? The fact that you're back to playing Farmingdale, you're back to playing Syosset. You're not used to all the time playing, the Manhassets, the Garden City. So I think, it's a good day for these guys to kind of start to really feel good about themselves.
And such a way to really open, Class A play, right? Again, it's going to be so important for seeding. These two teams, Port Washington, Massapequa, of course, all part of that Class A Power Conference as we take a look at some of the great history for both of these teams. First for Syosset.
Yeah, Syosset's been, become a beast under the leadership of Coach Calabria. 6 Nassau championships, 2 LICs, All-Americans up and down from the O'Keefes to Kincannon to the Fights to the Loftus to the Cohens. Just unbelievable lacrosse players. 12 current college players, 469 all-time wins. That's 283 wins with Calabria, right? So there's kind of lacrosse in Syosset pre-Calabria and post-Calabria, and he just brings that energy and kind of contagious effort that he wants out of his guys.
Yeah, energy and effort. We do a lot of Syosset games, and you could practically write that one down in pen every game, right? It's you've got to bring it, but also, and especially in a game like this, a rivalry game, match Farmingdale's, because that's what Farmingdale brings as well.
That's what I coached with John for a year, and that's what I love about him. He really makes it about his kids, his program. He wants his kids to excel. Sometimes it's not about the scouting reports. It's about energy and hustle.
Ip looks for the pole goal. They will be man up. I think Cauley caught him from behind.
Yeah, if Mike's watching, right, he's probably in the backyard with his long pole shooting on his brother. Was saying you got your chance and you bounced it 10 feet over the net.
So Cauley, a 1-minute slash. So what a great chance here for the Dalers, right? You could either take this entire minute off and you're down to like 3:48, or you bury a goal and you make it 14-6.
Yeah, Dalers coming into the game averaging 8.5 goals per, 13 on the board right now. I think you just want to keep scoring and feel good about yourself.
That shot off the mark. Good race for the ball.
Good hustle by Kevin Renison.
Yeah, their season high came in the opening game of the season, a 15-7 win over North Shore. They also scored 14 against Long Beach. Kama and Cott, terrific days for both of them.
Yeah, you hear the SEAL team chant for Scio. It's for John's friend Andy Seal, played at Adelphi, lost in a surfing accident. A lot of pride in playing man down for the Braves.
Caught the one more, the bouncer by Schumeyer. If you are Coach Dunn, you love when you look up and down this lineup, contributions from so many different Dalers on the offensive side, including 99.
Yeah, Coach Dunn said they've been getting opportunities, just haven't been able to finish the ball.
And Kama says, why not? I'm going to sling it from distance. Weisenfeld makes the save.
Yeah, Weisenfeld, you know, he's been under siege. Had a great game last year against the Dalers, 15 saves. He's going to be a big-time player for them if they're going to want to make a run in the playoffs. Port's really good. Peak was really good. It's those 4 teams, and it's anyone's title.
And again, these kind of games, another flag against the Dalers. These games, as it goes in the Hughes stick, they determine seeding, right? So are you going to be home for the quarterfinals?
But that's the thing. It's like with the 4th team now where Port's really emerged. I think they're 8-1, but they've played a lot of Suffolk County, so we'll figure it out in the next couple of weeks. But it used to be you didn't want to play the 1, but now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all about matchups.
Yeah, once you get to Hofstra, it's kind of just which color of jersey, which locker room you're in, but it becomes important for the quarterfinal rounds.
Yeah, Massapequa coming in, kind of the team that was looked at as 1, but you know they haven't played their best lacrosse lately. East Islip, Wantagh, I think they're playing GC today, so we'll see what that score looks like. It's really up for grabs.
The man-up offense has been really good for Syosset today. That's certainly something that Calabria can take out of this one. Waxer, though, he has been quiet. Only the 1 assist today.
Yeah, shut off again, this time by Mangio. Been good job finding skip lanes, that high crease, good look.
Now Goodrich back in as we are even.
That was Josh Chung with the shot. Good to see him get on the board for Syosset.
Waxer to skip pass. Tough catch there by Antonacci. Here is Waxer, switches hands. The feed, turnaround shot. Outside netting by Turner. Hughes all over it.
Yeah, great look, finding Goodrich in the open field. It's wearing number 1 for his dad, Gino. Same with brother James at Bridgeport.
44, we didn't mention him, Lucas Galvez.
Great find by Hughes. You see his ability to play outside the goal. Super confident young man.
Now the Dalers in total control. 34 on the shot clock. Asensio brings his man to X.
Yeah, Trey Friedman playing D-Midi behind the net. Junior.
Asensio ducks under, feeds it in front. And there's a crease violation against the Dalers.
Little goalie change.
Yeah, Dom Martellotti in the game.
Super talented as well. Future's bright in the net again for the Dalers.
That's 18, Dean Young, as we are approaching the final minute of the 4th quarter. And the Dalers sniffing a big win in Class A today.
Yeah, timely scoring, sharing the ball, unselfish. Defense really showed up in the second half. Quick slides.
Martellotti. They want him to shoot. He does send one downfield.
Jesse Bockstein Jr. picked off that pass.
And now we're just getting sloppy.
Yeah, that's been the area you really got to clean up if you're Syosset. Between the 50 and the 30, they did a good job getting possessions, just not getting it into the box and securing a 6-on-6 possession, allowing for the sub game.
Final 24 seconds. The Dalers, they've been wanting to put together 4 quarters. Listen, you're a coach. You know Coach Dunwell. He's going to pick some things out that he didn't like, right? But a good overall performance from the Dalers today.
Yeah, extra possessions. They handled the 10-man. They got a goal out of it. They definitely shot a lot better. They limited Waxer's impact, even though they got theirs on the man-up versus the shutoff. If you're Coach Dunn, you got to be super happy with this outcome and effort by the Dalers.
Yeah, you repeat this. Listen, you're winning more games than you're not, especially in Class A. So a big win for the Dalers as they beat Syosset 13-6. Dean Cott, you saw him there, number 3. 4 goals on the day to lead the way. 3 for Josh Kama. Kevin Renison with 2 and 1. Schumeyer 2 and 2. A lot of different guys impacting this game, but so too the number 2-4 there, Matty Hughes. And Matt Hughes has the breakout goaltending save of the game. Breakout goaltending group, Long Island's longest running goalie exclusive training program, serving boys and girls elementary through college age all year round since 2004. Today's breakout save of the game winner receives a certificate good for 1 complimentary lesson with Long Island's finest breakout goaltending group. Visit them online, breakoutgoaltending.com. Take it away, Soap.
Yeah, 2 saves in a row coming off the question mark. Look at this feed. Look at this save. Athleticism on point for Hughes. We see a lot of him at breakout. He trains very, very hard. He helps us work with younger goalies. He loves the position. No better guy for the breakout goaltending save of the game. Just going on to Bridgeport to follow, future Dalers that are there already. But Matt Hughes, unbelievable job. Timely saves, athletic saves, good in the 10-man, also very good in the clearing game.
Yeah, so congratulations to Matt Hughes for the breakout goaltending save of the game. And by the way, Hughes had a number of them today, right? A kick save early in the first, denying Waxer a couple times as well. Hughes was dialed in for this rivalry matchup.
Yeah, stay hot, Matty, right? You're playing your best lacrosse, right? Continue it and bring it into the playoffs.
So the 86th matchup all time between Syosset and Farmingdale goes to the Dalers. They lead this all-time series now 63-23 after this 13-6 win. That'll do it here from us at Howitt Middle School. For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, for our technical director, Becca Kazaks, for Ron, Pierre, and the proud dad, Jeff Damo, for my broadcast partner, Brian Soper, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Farmingdale. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.